Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Courtney. I am the artist behind Little Raven Ink, and today I'm going to have you look through my current journal. I am using a Traveler's Notebook Standard. This is my OG baby that I got in 2014 and it is very much well loved. I decided that in 2025 that I was not going to be buying any journals and planners except for my Hour Studio, because that cannot be replicated for me anyway. And so I wanted to make my journaling work in whatever I had on hand already. So I have this grid notebook from Baum Kuchen, and there's the collaboration one. And I had bought two of these a couple of years ago, and I have one as my knitting journal, and I have this one. So I have been working in my TN standard for the month, for the year, and I just thought I'd take you through some of my journal pages. I'm enjoying being in an undated notebook. It is very much my favorite way to journal, and I keep telling myself that maybe this year will be the year that I get into a dated one. I've tried with the Hobonichi so many times and it just doesn't work out in my favor. And I'm giving up. And so I'm going to enjoy my standard undated journal, and I get to have as much fun as I possibly could want and not stress out too much about it, because it's not dated and there is no pressure of daily pages. So this is what it looks like. I will pull her out of my journal for you and show you the insert. I have a little notebook from Walmart, the Pen and Gear one. This was gifted to me by a girlfriend. She sent me two in the mail, and I've just been enjoying it as a sort of brain dump notebook, I guess. I have this little leather folder that I got from Baum Kuchen as well, from 1.61 Soft Goods. I have the Traveler's Notebook canvas pouch thing insert. I'm pretty terrible at knowing what things are, and I've just added a whole heap of patches to that. And then I've just got the card holder in here as well, and that is it. I've had my Traveler's Notebook sent off to do the Yours Truly service. I actually stressed out very much about this, and I do not regret it, but it was not for the faint of heart. I sent it express to Baum Kuchen. It cost me my soul to send it that way, but I really wanted to have my OG one customized, and I did that when it was very, very new service way back when. So that is what it is housed in. And then this is currently what my notebook actually looks like. And then on the inside, this is my inside page, I guess you could say. So I am just loving working in the standard, and I have been enjoying doing lots of journal with me's and just enjoying the freedom of an undated notebook. And I don't know what it is about standard size, but it does feel very comforting. It's like the height of an A5, but not super massive like an A5. I don't know. I find my footing really easily in a standard. And it has been quite a while since I have used a standard as my everyday journal. Yeah. So this is currently where my pages are right now, and I am having a great time playing with color and page positioning and working out fun ways to add tip-ins, and just not having the pressure of dates meant that I could kind of just go AWOL and enjoy the process without thinking, oh, on this day I didn't really do anything, so how am I going to put a page together? I can just go off on weird little tangents. And I know that feels silly saying, because you could probably do that in a data journal, but for some reason we all have these mental rules that we give ourselves, and I definitely give myself too many rules for journaling. We had a Christmas get together with the besties quite late this year. Well, we had it in January, I think, from memory. Can't quite remember, but it was quite late, but we did end up getting Bestie Christmas done and dusted. I like using and playing with little vignettes and having like little things happening in my ephemera. The nuances of journaling is probably one of my favorite things, adding my own touch to my journal pages with things that like we all have access to, so like the tapes and the stickers and things, but I love working out ways to put them together so that they still feel uniquely mine, or like in my style. Like I have fun with the puzzle pieces of journaling, I guess. I had a lot of fun working on this journal spread, and just I like making borders. I think is probably one of my favorite things to do. I've been enjoying adding Polaroids to my journal, transparencies, which I've talked about before, and I enjoy it, I guess. So I am trying to be a bit more mindful and dating my work, because especially if it's something that is time specific or something that I'm writing specifically about on here, I am trying to use my mini data that I got in a Stationery Selection box by the lovely Mitz and her business. And I love dating things, adding all the bits and pieces. This is like a quote that's been cut out, drawing my own borders and being very creative with color. I have started vlogging reading Onyx Storm. I'm at a bit of a standstill at the moment, so it's kind of not going anywhere right now. I am still reading the book, but I am finding myself having a hard time figuring, like, I don't know, I'm not tabbing anything at the moment. I'm not underlining anything at the moment. I think I'm just reading it, and I don't find that very entertaining for a vlog. So I don't know if the Onyx Storm vlog will actually come to life, because at the moment I am midline about it. I'm not like hating on it, and I'm not super enjoying it. I'm just going through it, if that makes sense. So I feel like that's not good entertainment. Anyway, so this was what I was working on for the vlog, with getting our mood board in, and then the video chats with my girlfriends. We've only had one so far, so maybe it'll turn into something, I'm not sure. Playing with color and borders, tip-ins, just all of the bits and pieces. This is like from one of my calendars. I do a calendar every month in Patreon, and at the moment I'm having a really good time with these collage-y calendars that I started last year and have continued on this year because I have so much fun making them. So a little bit of star transparency thrown in for good measure. I like tip-ins. This is me trying to manifest Louise Carmen, and apparently it worked, because I did order one for Valentine's Day purely because the gift idea that my husband had for me was completely sold out, and there was no restock until my birthday. So the gift will be given to me at my birthday, and then I got the green light to purchase one of these as my gift. I'd already started saving for this, so I had half the money saved already. So he put the rest of the money in, and I placed my order on the 15th of February, I think, and I'm just waiting for my order. I know they're very popular at the moment, and I'll probably do an unboxing over on Patreon, but I'll also do some form of video on YouTube as well for my thoughts, my feelings, and my setup, I guess. But yeah, as you can see, I had it here in the front as well, like a little manifestation board. So the same images here, it's just one I found on Pinterest, and then I had been screenshotting people's TikToks and things so that I could add them to my journal spread, and then I grabbed their logo off their website so that I could, you know, have a whole thought process, like a page dump about it. And sometimes it's nice to be able to have themed pages in our journals. I also did that in my gratitude journal with my love of journaling, and themed pages are some of my absolute favorites. So this is where I was working on the whole concept of just journal appreciation, because I am quite obsessed about diary keeping and quite passionate about it. And so it's been seeping into every single journal I own, and I am a-okay with that. Playing around with adding in some of the elements that I'd included in collage sheets that were called the Curiosities page, and they were lots of little bits and pieces that I had photographed while at a vintage store, and I was just making use of those items for a Patreon video. So working them into my journal spreads to show how I would use some of these elements. Photographs and altering my own photographs with ephemera as well, and then turning the back into a tip-in. This is a continuation of that video. This is a sticker that I ordered from Adventure Den Alley, an original illustration that I just cut out of the watercolor paper and adding little stamps on top of ephemera. Consistency is my word for this year, so I'm just trying to embrace that as much as humanly possible. You might hear a bit of noise in the background. My daughter is, I think, cleaning her room. So yeah, that is there. And then this is a spread that I worked on recently on Patreon, where I was doing in real-time journaling with the actual journaling sounds as well. So it was a video request that I did some slow journaling videos that people could use to journal along with. And so it meant that not a lot happened, not a lot got done in these videos, because that's not the point. When I do journal with me videos for Patreon, I try and make it so that the whole page is completed and there's been some teachable lesson, and I'm trying my best to do all the things. But with slow journaling and in real-time journaling, an hour's journal spread, which is what these took me. They took me an hour to put together and tinker with and play with, as well as a little bit of play in other notebooks, but nothing really is completed in an hour. I'm a very slow journal girl, so not much got completed, but that wasn't the purpose of that video. It was so that if you wanted to, you could journal along with me, and it would be like you're journaling with a friend. And believe me, those videos are really what's the word, unique, I guess, and I enjoy watching them for the same reason. So the fact that my inkies wanted me to do the same thing was very lovely. So this is where we currently are at with my standard, because we are here. So I've got quite a lot of illustrations, photos of Taylor Swift writing in various journals, and it was like this duo is actually also in my Commonplace notebook. I have a couple of others as well. Oh, this one, these two. Like, there were quite a few pictures that I found of her writing in various journals, and I love it. So I had saved all the photos and added them into my Commonplace notebook and then in other notebooks, because I love it when I see journaling represented in many different ways. Like I said, I'm pretty obsessed with journal keeping and diary keeping and the act of it, and it fascinates me so much how everyone uses their journals, what type of journals people have, and just the whole idea of keeping a journal. I don't know, it fascinates me, and I have just been collecting quotes about it and photographs and information and stuff all about the journaling process, I guess. So that's where I am in my current standard notebook. Like, it's getting there. I'm worried that my notebook won't be able to hold up by the time it's finished, but I'm going to see how much it can handle, because it is Tomoe River paper, and it is like an off-white cream tone, And I remember using it in my knitting journal and absolutely adoring how the pages felt. So I knew that this was going to be the first journal I picked up, even though I wanted to use one with less pages because I'd had such a hard time getting anything finished journal-wise. So that I thought if I use a journal with less pages, I'll have that not instant gratification, but that like domino effect of finishing something and wanting to keep going. Like I was going to build up some sort of journaling momentum, I guess, to have that finished journal feeling, which I don't get to do very often because I was, you know, struggling with dated journals. But I am journaling way more in the first 2 months of the year than I had been journaling anywhere like last year. So I think the move to an undated journal was the right one for me. It may not be for everyone, but it definitely was for me. I don't really have much else to show with regards to my journal. I'm just going to slip that in right now because the only other journal that I am currently working on that you guys saw in one of your other videos is my gratitude. I am 2 weeks behind in my gratitude journal, but I am currently working my way through it. I did a catch-up video with my patrons last week, so I got a little bit ahead, not ahead, but I got a little bit caught up, not completely, but a little bit. This was the spread that I did with you guys. And then we have this spread here, and then I've got 2 sections here that are not filled out, which drives me a little bit batty, but I need to make the effort to fill them out very soon. And then, as I showed you before, this is like my journal love themed pages because not a lot happened. This would have been around the time where I was getting collar sheets ready and worked on, so not a lot happens during that week. I'm just drawing and working. And then we have some of these pages, and you'll see a mix of photos that you've already seen before in my other journals because I have been really terrible at taking photos, and so I have a very limited amount of photos at the moment, and then that's where I am. And so I am 2 weeks behind, and then this is where we are today. So I have 2 weeks to catch up in, which will probably be done during my Patreon vlog, and then I'll be on task again. So I like the fact that catching up isn't too big a stress because they're weekly spreads, but I am absolutely adoring this journal as always, which is the reason why it was the only journal I allowed myself to pick up in 2025. So that's pretty much all my journaling that has been happening with regards to like normal journaling, like not much else. This is all just thoughts and brain dumps and all that jazz, and that's about it. So I don't really have anything else to show you, but I definitely wanted to give you an update on where I was with my standard because it's making me very happy. And like I said, I wanted to show up a bit more often, and yeah, this is where we are currently in the month of February in 2025. Going well, could be a slight bit better on the weeklies of my gratitude journal, but all in all, we're doing a-okay. If you have any video suggestions that you would like to see come to the channel in the next few months, then please pop them down below. How are your journals going in 2025? Are you having a good time? Are you having a rough time? I feel like I'm hearing polar opposites. Some people are doing really, really well, and then some people are completely changing their systems this quickly. And I think because I stripped mine well back, I still have like my overspill journal, which I'll talk about, and I have showed you guys in previous videos. I still have that journal ongoing, but I don't have, because I've not been purchasing anything in 2025, barely anything at all. I think my Louise Carmen notebook is the first thing I've purchased journal wise. I don't really have lots of ephemera or packaging or anything like that that I want to pop into my overspill journal. So my overspill journal may be very quiet. It is coming up to autumn here in Australia, which is my favorite season, my birthday season, and it does mean that Hubs and I will try and get back out to our hiking. I do have a hiking journal, so if we do end up taking a hike, I might vlog it and then do a journal process with me to show you my process, I guess, with my hiking journal, and that is currently in a standard TN as well. We are team standard here at the moment for a lot of our journaling needs. All right, my loves, that is everything. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me and checking out what kind of stuff I've been doing in my journals lately, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Bye.